Good morning, gentlemen. Draft day is upon us, but before we get there and get our picks going, I want to first go over the league rules. First off, I want to welcome you guys. Thanks for coming into the league this year. We did have one change. We lost Corey, and in his place, Mr. McPeak has stepped up. So, Mr. McPeak, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. You're obviously much older and wiser than us, and we show you much respect, except for week one, in which case I'm going to destroy you. Anyways, I want to get into the logistics of the league. First off, this is pretty much an ESPN standard points league. We're not going to make too many changes. I pretty much went with default settings. After this year goes on, those of you who want to come back next year, we'll get together ahead of time and we'll talk about making some changes. Until then, pretty basic stuff. We're a 12-team league. We've got two divisions, which we selected yesterday. We've got the East and the West division. You'll play every team in your division twice, and then you'll play out of your division for the rest of the games that make those up. They were all random pairings. I put together an Excel sheet ahead of time and just pretty much plugged in your numbers there. As far as the draft goes today is a snake draft, which means if you have the first pick in the first round, it will tail back around to you and you will get the last pick in the second round. The last pick in the first round will pick the last pick, and then the first pick in the second round. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. ESPN.com is going to hook it all up for you. You'll understand what's going on. As far as your roster size goes, here are the starting positions, and you'll see on there these are the starters. You need to at least have one quarterback, two running backs start a week, one running back / wide receiver / tight end. It could be any of those positions. Two wide receivers, one tight end, one defense / special teams, one kicker, and then you'll have 7 players coming off the bench. As far as your bench goes, there is no need to pick. You don't have to have a backup for everybody. You guys can do it what you want. You don't have to have a backup quarterback. You don't have to have a backup defense. You can always pick them up through free agency or through waivers. Points, check out the points page on there. I'm not going to go through all the points. But for those of you who have played in leagues before, we are a yardage league in that you can get points for scoring touchdowns and for your running backs and wide receivers getting multiple yards. As far as lineups go, your lineup will lock at the time your individual player starts their game. So if you've got one player who's in that Thursday night game, that position will lock up on Thursday night. However, if your tight ends and your wide receivers don't start till Sunday, they won't lock until their game time, so you can still switch them off. Saturday night, somebody gets injured, you want to put somebody else in, you're good to go for that. As far as trade goes, there's unlimited trades. The trade deadline is Wednesday, November 24th. All this information is up on the page if you need to be reminded of these dates. There is a 1-day trade review period, and we do have, it takes 8 votes to veto a trade, just in case anybody plans on dumping when their season's over and plans on giving their friend the advantage. We're going to have a checks and balances system. Also, if it seems like a legit trade, let's try and show some respect and let those trades go through. Otherwise, we're going to have to take that trade vote away next year. As far as the season goes, we are playing a regular season up through week 14. 4 teams make it to the playoffs. The first round of the playoffs is week 15, and the championship will be week 16, ignoring week 17 when Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and all those guys aren't going to be playing anyways. That's about the gist of it, guys. If you have any questions, email me, call me. I'll be here for you. We're going to be getting the draft picks here in a little bit. We'll get the order up for you. And until then, good luck, gentlemen, and get ready to lose.